Hello and welcome to week 3 of the REBBL. I'm Zinj and this is actually my second game in the REBBL, having my opponent in week 2 dropping out. So this is season 6, division 4, and my opponent today is the Rock'n'Motive Git Stompers, coached by Hummersepp. I say today, this is actually a replay from last week, just trying to catch up on the recording of my journey through the REBBL. So, with the bye week last week, I managed to get skill up on the Chaos Warrior, which was awesome. So, I decided to be a bit aggressive, rather than giving everyone block first, that I might normally do. He's actually got Mighty Blow, so I'm hoping I can use that to good effect against these Armor 7 Norse, which is a bit worrying, you know. They almost all have block, they've got a few Dauntless. I was just thankful that I didn't have a Yeti with Claw and Mighty Blow, unlike my next opponents. But for this game, it's a fairly balanced Norse team against my still very fresh Chaos team.
What do you do when faced with a rabid Norse team, Bob?
Well, they
So,
like to fight, but they're fragile.
I'm actually on the defense for the kickoff. I think. So, seeing as he has no claw, I decided to set up my warriors up front with the Mighty Blow guy in the middle, hoping he might stay stood up to get some hits back in. But if not, I'm not too worried. I'm hoping that the Armor 9 will hold up against the Norse here, with a nice spread to stop any push into my half. I think, as I mentioned in game 1, this is my preferred sort of chevron defense setup. And it's a riot. We both lose a turn, which could be very important throughout this half. And a very interesting kick there as well, right up the front of the pitch. Well, right at the front of his half. So, Dauntless succeeds. It's a POW. I start to feel a bit hard done by all the POWs in this game, but we'll actually see if that balances out or not. Perhaps not in that case. Oh, and an armor break straight off on the Mighty Blow guy. Fortunately, it's a stun, so I was counting the blessings at that point. Eight for the armor there. I think the setup of the warriors up front was the right setup here. Odd, very odd blitz there. Possibly a mistake that he ran in here to get the 1-die split to the assist. This is in the Beastman's tackle zone here. You could just run here, got a 2-dice block. I thought he might be going for the surf as well, but no, he's just pushed me back, leaving himself in my tackle zone, which seems very odd, but we'll see how it plays out. Sorry, protects the ball, picks it up, and it's turn 2. Turn 2. Oh, because we lost the turn, didn't we? I'm thinking, why is it turn 2? I've not had a go yet. So as in my first game, I'm prioritising the use of the Minotaur to try and get 3-dice blocks.
Be enough to come out on top?
Bam. Which nice guy moves up. I thought I'll try and go for the surf here. Get 3 dice. I get a push. 3 dice, and it's a POW. But just a stun. I decided to take the risk. Probably the good idea to take the risk. Oh, there you go for it. Step back onto the pitch. And it's over to turn 3, so not too much of an interesting turn there. I think I've defended okay. Lack of blocks hurting me a bit, but that was pretty much what I was going to expect from this match. Ball carrier runs over here, looks like he's caging up in the centre of the pitch, ready to get some blocks in before he makes his push. Fairly loose cage, this looks a little weak to me. I could get him out, get in there.
As the infamous berserker Ivar the Boneless used to say, you must only let the red rage take hold.
Particularly with that push to let me mark these guys. Block this guy here. So I thought I'll actually do some marking. Do some man marking and trying to get to push. Do a little push into the ball.
The bigger they are,
The harder they punch.
it reminds me of one story.
Oh.
And the great unclean one. Sorry, you. More pain for that team.
A niggling injury,
Their
that's
pain
a
is
bit
our
harsh.
gain.
And gets the Minotaur right up to the ball carrier. So that's the reason I took the blitz, the Mino. Ideally for a casualty as I got there, rather than just a block with this guy. Although perhaps I should have done that. I should have blocked and blitzed the ball carrier. That was probably quite a poor play actually. I could have got a sack there. I don't quite like this position now for the start of turn 4. Ooh. So we had to use a reroll. Now we're both on 2 rerolls with my somewhat aggressive team choice. I've only had 2 rerolls in these matches. Goes for a blitz and the Dauntless, which works the Minotaur and gets him down.
This big
So yeah, as I said, really I should have blitzed the ball carrier that last turn. It was doable with all the marking here. Still, you live and learn.
that's going to cost.
The one dice block pays off from my point of view.
Yes, the
So I'm feeling quite good about the defensive line I have here. This is quite
rolling up into his
a
hand.
tough line of strength 4 characters for him to get through. So he's actually fell back a little bit with the ball. So I feel if I can get these guys down or marked, I'll be good to put them under quite a bit of pressure.
Sometimes cute animals like this forget the sport.
I felt this was a key blitz, so I didn't want to risk the Minotaur's wild animal, though he would have made it. Because I can get the ball carrier, but I fail to go for it. So we just get the one shot,
Balls, Jim.
and it's a push.
They're going for the ball.
So could have gone better. I probably would have used reroll if I didn't have to on the go for it. But it was not to be. Quite a few pushes, but that's to be expected when you don't have block anywhere. Considering the lack of block and rerolls, I don't think I was doing too badly.
This is going to be decisive.
But the Ulfern is also a lucky
For
block,
the ball carrier.
forcing a reroll there too.
That's a solid formation. I want to see the opposing
Somewhat
team
nice
have
little
a
sideline
ball.
cage. I mean, I could dodge, blitz the ball carrier again. So I don't really
So
like it.
my adversaries like that, I have
And
no
forcing the
worries.
one dice block pays off again, which was kind of lucky, seeing as he's usually got block. Not on these guys, but yeah. So I feel like I really have to go for the blitz on the ball carrier at this point. Turn 5, his turn 6 next. It's kind of a key point start his push up the field to score. He really needs to have started already. Oh, I think I forgot the, the blitz on the ball carrier there. And just wanted to apply the pressure instead.
Haha, here's some friends.
Seeing as this guy is stunned, I'll leave him on march for a little bit. There's something quite difficult for him to get out of.
Stroking him on his belly or chin may calm him down.
That was actually a blitz for the Minotaur that failed, which was a shame. And it's turn 6. At this point, Hummersepp realised, oh, actually, we lost a turn. I'm not on turn 5, I'm on turn 6, and realised he had to make quite a bit of progress up the field for his touchdown.
Go, the little guy!
And to be honest, I've never really had a right be so important to a match before.
Within grasping range of the fans. And they're looking hungry.
This looks bad. And he's off.
The fans seem very...
However, it's a KO. However, he did block with the ball carrier, leaving him here. So he has 2 turns to get all the way up here. That's a big ask for any team. I feel like this guy should have been a scoring threat, but we'll see how it works out. And that might be his first failed dodge. So it was quite a tough one. Into 2 tackle zones, so 4+. 1 tackle zone, sorry. So I'm feeling pretty good at this point. I feel like I defended fairly well. Bit of a mistake earlier. Twice. 2 potential sack attempts that I passed up. But a bit of defence, even a slow pace. I think I'll be in a good place. So I think this is what I thought. Now I really do need to try and blitz the ball carrier at this point, after making sure that the defence is somewhat okay. And here he goes.
This could be fun.
Gets a
Especially if
pal.
the ball holder goes down. Hold it. That's the way.
And
Get
armor
up.
break. Just a stun, but that's pretty good if it's the ball carrier. And I go for a cheeky dodge to go and pick up the ball, but it's not to happen. So at that point I think I'd save my last remaining reroll. It's probably going to be quite critical in a messy situation like this. Interesting blitz up here. He seems to be trying to create a scoring threat out of his all forwarder, who's agility 2. But that's what he's going for.
A good
Nice
solid
little
hand.
handoff
These
into
two
a tackle
players
zone
will
and a dodge away. I guess I was a little annoyed at that point that he managed to get up here. But this did not seem like the right move to me. I mean, sure, he's strength 4,
They're
but
moving the ball really well.
on a blitz, everyone's got strength 4 for chaos. And this guy has block, so it's hard to get down. So I feel like that was a mistake. Still, he did manage to catch it. But even the dodge away is going to be a... what, a 4+? Yeah, I didn't like that move. Here I do go for the reroll. Both down, worth taking, get the ball through.
Carrying the ball. Then you
This
stop
guy,
him from scoring.
I don't think can score. So he's move 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, go for it, go for it. So what he needs to do is pick up the ball, and give it to this guy, and then try and score. Which is a very difficult ask. Probably better going for the blocks at this point, because that's a very tricky touchdown to make. Oh, he falls over the tripwire at the end of the pitch. So, successful defence. Quite happy with that. Try and get more blocks than I can. Try and get the numbers advantage if possible.
The fans are ravenous, and so am I. Just one more
I should have followed up there. Oh, well, I needed the 2 dice on this guy. Yeah, I didn't need to follow up. Try and get the surf. And it's not to be, so unfortunately, Mighty Block guy still hasn't succeeded a block yet. And that was the first half. That's going to be pretty good about that. I managed to defend on defence. So now all I need to do is score. Hopefully as close to 8 as possible and be in quite a good place for the win. And I managed to get a casualty and 2 knocked out, which stay knocked out. That was big. I was even not too upset about my guy being KO'd, particularly as I've got a bench. So, back on the pitch, on offense, and he has 3, 6, 9 players.
Smaller the team, the harder it is to score.
So, in a pretty good place. Pretty lucky, I think.
This is indeed a vital kickball. Team scores in deadlock.
It's certainly not all down to skill when you win.
One of us squads to step up and be a winner.
But yeah, double ones on KO. It's not to be. So I thought I'd try and carry over a warrior, try and make it as difficult to sack as possible, set up some beastmen in defence, and set the rest in a place to have a good first turn blitz. And it's a rock. A rock to 2 players, so what's the result? Stun.
Oh, no, my mistake.
And a casualty. Ouch. On his Ulfwerder. Oh, that is unlucky. So it's actually 8 players. Ball's not in a great place, particularly I'm trying to run a move 5 Chaos Warrior, but I'll take it with that rock. Move this guy up here to try and get the 3 dice through the Minotaur. Bit of protection for the ball. It's not that fast, I'm not too worried about this, but don't want to be too careful.
Manage to lay out an opponent of half his strength?
That was a mistake, I should have pushed him here for the 3 dice. Which is why I got knocked down. Quite a few mistakes this game, which I definitely need to improve on. Definitely wasn't worth trying to use a reroll on a loner with 2 rerolls on the very first turn of the half.
The attacker has an assist.
Don't think his Dauntless has failed yet, but it's only a 2+.
These players up, there's
Strength 3 to Strength 4. Smack. At this point I realised I've been quite lucky with the injury rolls too. I feel like I've had a lot of stuns. Obviously no casualties. And not many KOs. Well, just the one. So I'm going to try and play like dwarves, but without block at this point. Try and keep his players penned here, his entire team.
nothing better
see if we
than
can cause
hitting
some
someone
damage.
smaller than you.
Well done.
Gets the
You have
ball.
now.
Always nice to see you in a Chaos Warrior. Let's call this a loose cage, would be a bit unfair to cages.
Come
But
on,
he's
guys,
safe for
together.
now.
That's a strike made with technique and precision. Sheer muscle.
The dauntless block combos really hurting me here. But still, as I say, I might be breaking armor, but it's only a stun. These other guys do need 2 assists and 2 dice. Still nothing from the mighty blow.
He won't leave him alone anytime.
Looks like he's going for a surf here.
That player is so close to a world of hurt.
You should have seen this one coming really, but with numbers advantage I already had, I wasn't too worried. Particularly with yet another stun on the injury roll. So I really need to start making some progress. I might have most of the half to go, but he's only movement 5. I don't really want to try some go for it either. Another health for the Minotaur. Just a stun, which is a shame, because at this point I've realised he's got 4 of 6 SPP. I'd really like to get him another casualty, if only for the level up. Because even though normally he's going to get Claw, and Claw Mighty Blow is going to be huge against most teams. Particularly with all my opponents upcoming being Chaos Dwarves, Lizard Man. Not so much the Dark Owls, but even so, it's still useful. And Nurgle. Not looking forward to the few Nurgle games I have to play, but we'll see how they go. I did feel his daunt was there, but used the reroll to get the 2 dice.
Like halflings round a sandwich.
Looks like it worked out. Fortunately, the god armor of the Minotaur held up, and the reroll cost him. Not too worried about this guy up here. If I can mark him, his agility 2, I'm not really worried about him dodging away and causing mayhem. I really do have to just keep pushing all the way down the pitch there. All of 5 movement. So I suppose really what my opponent should be doing, or I think he should be doing, is moving around here and doing a sort of elf defense to stop the progress.
That's quite a mismatch, Bob.
I know. That weedy fella's gonna get splatted. I'm excited, Jim.
The little guy decks the
Another
big
block
guy.
takes the Minotaur. I have a tendency to fire Minotaurs if they get their 2nd level up without block. And we'll see if that happens or not with this guy.
They're dead. And as someone who knows, it isn't always that bad.
So I use the Apothecary seeing as everyone, apart from the Mighty Blow guy over here, doesn't have any skills yet. Just try and keep some cash in the bank. That feels somewhat safe with the AV9 blockers. Still, it's never nice playing with your Apothecary used up. I feel like this is a mistake, as I say. I feel like he should have moved this guy over here maybe. Even if I blitz him, it's quite a tricky path for me to progress down. That was kind of lucky for me as well there. If it stunned him, I'd probably have to use my blitz to get him away rather than trying to dodge myself. But the lack of blocks costing both sides in this game, despite Norse having gotten all but 2 players. Not quite sure about that. I probably should have gone for the block. Also very lucky to get a stun on the guy basing the ball carrier.
Sometimes the underdog.
Come on.
Not this time.
It's a KO. I mean, I can't really complain
Bite knife.
about getting another removal,
Headbutts bite.
but I really wanted that
Don't
SPP.
they? They're massive and can take your hand right off.
Thought I'd switch things up here. This guy's free, this guy's free. I guess I'm feeling a bit cocky at this point. Oh, that was quite big. So if he was going to do that, he could have run that guy in there, couldn't he? No, he couldn't actually.
The other boys stood there like statues.
With such easy grace done myself. I fancy a bite.
Hey, what's that? There's no
So I was
harm
very
in
lucky
making
there. I was
block
asking
off
for
the
that.
ball.
That I really should have lost the ball.
Actually, you could do a lot
If this
more than
agent's
that.
isn't or the
That's kind
blood
of the
bowl,
point.
which we know there isn't, I would have lost the ball and probably not recovered it in time to score. But instead, another skull lets me mark up and have a fairly clear run to the touchdown line.
We help the ball carrier.
Come on, casualty. No. So the AV7 stopped holding up, as you might expect, but even with Mighty Blow, it wasn't quite enough.
What can you do against a full-speed, horned opponent?
The aim between the eyes.
And if this block works, I'll be very happy. And I'll take that. Push into there. That's,
Twinkle toes there.
this guy's dodge away if he wants to make any progress. Goes to the block first. Goes for the blitz and run, and it's double skull, last reroll. I guess he had to do that, otherwise I've won.
Time these players up, there's no stopping them.
I'm not sure what he's going for. I guess he needs to block this guy here. Gets him down.
Grab them in Murkies and relax, Jim. We're gonna be here for
If that was a pushback, that would have been -2 dice block, which probably wouldn't have been that good for him. So now I just have to get the ball carrier free, and I'm looking pretty good.
The clock's ticking. The
Quite a few
final
mistakes
whistle
made
is moments
on my
away,
side, I
and
think,
yet
in this
the
game.
score is in
Definitely quite a bit of luck involved with the
Sometimes cute
blocks,
animals
with the
like
armor
this
breaks,
get the sport.
and with the block dice at the right time too, or not for in my opponent's case.
We may see that player later, if they wait.
So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the end zone. And it's 1-0.
Can't wait any longer. Do something.
I felt it would have been a mistake to try and stall for another turn to make sure he couldn't score at all. I felt very confident that he won't be able to score in, what, 2 turns?
That team's opponent must have the magic spark.
Particularly no rerolls left, so another touchdown in.
To go down there and help out myself, Jim.
He's got
I'm worth
7
the
players on
least
the
thing
pitch.
I could do with breaking up your necks.
I'm in a good place.
Air out the cobwebs.
They've kicked the ball to the opponents. Now it's time to think.
Using the apothecary, I've still got 11 players on the pitch. Can do my preferred setup. I can pretty much defend everywhere. Not leave him an easy access through. His best option
That's a dangerous
is
place
to
to be.
blitz the guy off the end like this and run past, but it's not going to get him very far. No, I think all I can do is hope and pray at this point. Not sure about all the go for it's there.
Ball
I guess he wants to
transition.
mark the guy, but
Easy.
with no rerolls. cynically, I could say he just used up not rolling ones by rolling those go for it. So that's got to be the game over at this point. He can't quite score, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, go for it, go for it. They're both one tile away from being a scoring threat, so I've won. Which I didn't expect to. Particularly with a very unskilled Chaos team. Really praying for the casualty there. And it's another KO. Not to be. The one guy with a skill, the Mighty Blow Chaos Warrior, who got SPP in both of the games. I'm not even sure if he managed to do a block. So not the best. Not the best use of my skills, or skill in this case, but you can't argue with a win.
Keep pushing.
That felt a bit cheeky. I just... So, 2 rerolls, I had just left with 1.
Attacker smells weakness. That player is so close to a world of hurt.
A last-minute touchdown.
And that's the game.
Save the game.
So as I say, very
And
lucky.
they're so.
Felt I was very lucky on the blocks, on the armor rolls. As you can see, 55 blocks to a single injury. That's that's unfortunate. 34 blocks to 4 knockouts, 1 injury. That's about right. I'd hope for more, but can't be upset at all with the result from that game. If anything, I'm worried about setting too high a standard for my future games. A bunch of SPP on another Chaos Warrior, which is wonderful. So this guy leveled up, and I was very aggressive and went for a second Mighty Blow, which is not how I've ever tried to build a Chaos team before. And Steve over here got the MVP, but not enough to level up. So that was week 3, although it's my second game, as said. And next time I'll be playing another Norse team, except they have a Yeti with Claw and Mighty Blow, which is terrifying. So we'll see how that goes. See you then.